book title, after doing some research and looking at several book covers, then you're going to do some thumbnails. So that is the next step on the assignment. Okay? So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it into parts. So the next step in the assignment is going to be give me your book title and give me about 15 to 20 thumbnails. Do you guys know what thumbnails are? Okay. Yeah, so you just have to sketch out, I have an example here. You just have to sketch out basically, they can be really loose. You don't have to have a specific information on here. But you just do several layouts. They have to be vertical. Get a Sharpie, get a pencil. I would do it in some, I would use some tracing paper. If you guys want some tracing paper, I have a bunch right here. And you can come get some and just use a pencil and sketch out 15 different ideas. Some of them are going to be really good ideas. Some of them are going to be really bad ideas. I am one of those people that it takes me a long time to get going. So I may have my first 15 thumbnails may be completely worthless. So I have to do 15 more. Okay, so some of you may think I don't have 30 ideas, I don't have good 15 ideas, I need to do more. So some of you may actually do a lot more than 15. Some of us get our ideas and our layout ideas immediately, and sometimes we don't. I mean, I went to college with a friend that every thumbnail, like on his third thumbnail, he was like boom, 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 boom. And all of us I did 75 thumbnails for my personal logo. That just tells you. Okay, so when it comes to typography, you don't have to decide which font you're going to use in the cover yet. Obviously, you'll have an idea of what that is, but actually like place it where you think it belongs in that thumbnail. Like maybe you're going to break it into 2 lines. Remember that the name of the book takes priority over anything over the cover, right? And when you look at some inspiration, like if you look at some of these covers, you can see the size of the name versus the name of the author. So that takes priority, right? And you can see if you're thinking you want to distort the type something like this, kind of give me the idea on the thumbnail. So why are we doing the thumbnails? You can't jump over the creative process. So the thumbnails are actually going to make your life a lot easier. You don't have to do a thumbnail of the front cover and the back cover. You only need to do the thumbnail of the front cover. Okay? Then what you're going to do, once we do that, we're going to look at your thumbnails when you come in on Monday, and we're going to find the best ones, and you're going to design your cover based on those thumbnails. This is going to save you time. And then you're going to go into Photoshop. Then you're going to lay this out, these documents out in Photoshop, and then everything else will come into place. You're going to find some copy for the back cover. We'll talk about that later. Some copy for the flap, because sometimes if you look at the book cover jacket, you know how you have the front of the cover and then you open up the book and on the inside may say something about the author. Okay, you're going to have a UPC code, which is the bar lines, so people can buy it. And so everything will come together, but we can't move forward unless we have a title and thumbnails. And I will put this into in here. So you guys have all this in one place, so you can start thinking about what you want it to be. So before you actually do your research, think about where you want that art. Is it a fantasy? Is it a thriller? Is it a romance? hey, maybe for you it's like a Western. You didn't think about it later, before, but now you're kind of leaning towards that. I would converse with your friends, and if you're totally stuck on a title, make sure you talk with each other. Okay, and why am I giving you the job of the title? Because in some, not very often, and they usually have writers that they work with in the real world, but sometimes you do have to come up with headlines. And so this will be a good practice for you. I mean, talk to your dad, talk to your friends. Just if you feel like you're stuck, really think about, like as an example, if you're on Pinterest, and let's see that we put thriller, best book covers, and see what comes up. And so these are all thriller. Just kind of gives you an idea, right, of where things are. Look at how the type is placed in here. Again, this is one of those pieces that you want to do. You want to be a portfolio piece. Any questions so far? Okay. So if you haven't turned in your art